Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you why the back of the book has C in the answer and what I want you to do about it for now, okay? So if you're solving a problem like this, you would multiply the top equation by 2 and you'd get 6x minus 2y equals 8. And then you'd copy this down, so negative 6x plus 2y equals negative 8. And then when you go to cancel things out, everything cancels. You have no x's or y's, and you also don't have a number. So you get 0 equals 0. 0 equals 0 means there are infinite solutions to this, okay? The back of the book is going to go one step farther and describe what those answers look like. You do not need to do that for this chapter. So if you look in the back of the book and you see C and then 2C plus 1, something like that, that basically means infinite solutions. Next chapter, I'm going to teach you a shortcut, and I will make you do this on that chapter because it's going to be easier. It's a little bit trickier to do it when we're doing this the way that we're doing it this chapter. So I want you to understand kind of what's going on here. When you're solving a system with two equations, in this case it's two lines because it's just two unknowns, just two variables. So you normally get one answer. If you would happen to have parallel lines, you would work it out, like let's say this would be 9, and 9 minus 8 would give you 1. If you end up with 0 equals 1, that is no solution. So that would be the case that you'd have parallel lines that don't cross, okay? So all of your x's and y's would cancel out, your numbers would not, and you'd have 0 equals 1, or maybe 0 equals 12, or 0 equals 5. It doesn't matter. You get 0 equals a number, that's no solution. Okay, the back of the book will also have no solution. When you're dealing with three equations and three unknowns, the same thing will happen. Everything will cancel out and you'll get 0 equals a number, and you say no solution. What that just means is you've got a plane, two planes going on that don't ever intersect, like the ceiling and the floor don't ever intersect, okay? So infinite solution is when you actually have two different forms of the same equation. Like for instance, if you wanted to graph this, you could move this y over and move the 4 over, and that would be 3x. That would be 3x minus 4 is equal to y. And so you'd go down to negative 4, and you'd go up 3 over 1, and you'd have an equation kind of like that. Well, then if you had negative 6x plus 2y equals negative 8, and you went to graph that, you say, well, I want to get my y alone. So that's going to be 6x minus 8, and then I'm going to divide everything by 2, and I get y equals 3x minus 4. You're like, oh, that's the same equation that I just graphed. Exactly. That's why there's infinite solutions, because it's the same equation. So the infinite solution comes from the fact that you could have a table of values and you have an infinite number of entries in your table. It does not mean the same thing as all real numbers. Okay, let me say that again. Infinite solutions is not the same as all real numbers. Okay, not everything works in this equation. It's just that there's an infinite number of points that do work in the equation. So don't get that confused. Infinite solutions is different than all real numbers, okay? Not the same. We're never going to say all real numbers in these problems. So infinite solution is when you get 0 equals 0. In the back of the book, it'll have a C involved in the answer. 0 equals a number means no solution. Okay, hope that helps with those problems.